The Business Channel for business class programming.
Well, joining me now is Ben Talbot, who's Managing Director of Biomass Power Limited, or BPL. Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure.
Could you just outline what area of business you're in?
We're a company that design and build renewable energy power stations, expressly for the purpose of producing green energy from resource that other people throw away, resources that is naturally grown, usually locally available resource for producing green energy.
So what are the resources that you...
Well, we would look at taking the organic fraction from waste, commercial and industrial waste, and we would look at taking municipal solid waste and segregating out the fraction which would be biomass from that and producing electricity with it.
So how crucial is biomass in the creation of a low carbon economy?
It's very crucial because it's the only truly available technology. If you look at all the varying technologies within renewable energy, they're all weather dependent. Biomass using a local resource is not a weather dependent technology, and by virtue of that it's always available, which would be a great replacement for traditional fossil fuel powered power stations, which are always readily available and always in use. And this is the reason why biomass power as a power station gives an alternative to more weather-dependent renewable energy technologies.
How does biomass power keep ahead of the competition in the clean technology business?
Well, everything we do is about advancement of technology. Our technology has been developed to suit a process which takes the biomass fractions that we produce as people and uses that. And what we do, to try and simplify it best I can, is we produce a gas, like a natural gas. It's like a synthetic gas from the products that we would throw away or purposely grow. That gas is then used in a traditional way to produce green electricity via a steam turbine. So it's a very traditional, robust, clean and effective way of using a resource that is readily available. The main thing that we have to do is stay ahead of our competition by being innovative and always changing and moving forward, which is the way that we always progress our business.
And you say being innovative, but what do you mean specifically?
Well, making sure that we can stay ahead of efficiency requirements, making sure the system can be as efficient as possible, but still be robust and still be effective. This can be a problem with efficiency. Sometimes efficiency can be traded off against availability, and of course if something is not available it's not very efficient at all. So as engineers we have to strike a balance of efficiency versus availability, which is very important.
Now you're in the business of green energy, but how important is energy efficiency in the green agenda to you and to your customers?
It's vital, it's all we do. It's the core of our business. My business wouldn't exist if the renewable energy industry wasn't available to us. It's something I've been thinking about for 20 years, waiting for renewable energy to catch up with the principles and ideas that I've been developing. So it's absolutely key, it's core, it's the centre of what we do. It's the only thing we do. So without that industry we probably wouldn't exist.
So how can you help clients with carbon reduction legislation and the need to lower emissions?
People who produce carbon pay a tax. So the producers pay a tax and the reducers receive that tax as a recycled subsidy. And what we do is we help industry and our clients and our joint venture clients to actually go and address that industry and gain the subsidy and take that subsidy to subsidise the power stations that we build. And that's how we help our partners to develop their ventures jointly with us.
Now, how do you help those in the public sector to reduce carbon?
We help people in the public sector to reduce carbon by meeting their targets to central government. Central government has a target for carbon reduction with all of its local areas. So, for example, if you were within a West Midlands area, you would look to reduce carbon within that zone, and you have targets to meet. So, as a company, we would go into your local region. We would install a power station which would reduce that carbon. For example, under management at the moment, we have up to 50,000 tonnes per year of carbon reduction, which is hitting a target within central government. And that's something that we are looking to increase upon within the next 5 to 10 years.
So how do you go about addressing local sensitivities and also global emission standards when you're setting up power plants?
It's at the forefront of our minds. We have to make sure that we look after people's local requirements. Our principles are low noise, low-lying principles, very low buildings, small modular standard units using a local resource to produce a local requirement of green energy. So what we build is not big, it's small. We don't believe big is beautiful. We believe small is the way to go. And what this does, it gives people a way of locally embracing what we do. It's real ownership that we're trying to promote. A local requirement for local people, addressing all of their local needs, making sure that we don't become some big overlying giant which is taking advantage of this industry, but more one of embracing it to give people ownership to what we do.
Now, how important is ongoing staff training for you?
It's key, because every time we build a power station we need operators. So the key for what we do is training people when we build the power station itself. So as we develop and we complete on the power station, we train operators every time. So staff development for us is key. It's part of what we do. So that's something that we embrace, and we have a big part of the local development again for people who are going to operate these localised power stations.
Now, if you were to ask for any changes in UK government policy or EU policy to help your business, what would that be?
I would try and encourage government to give a fixed subsidy. At the moment, the subsidies that we receive are recycled, and because they're recycled, they're market dependent. On the continent, they get a 20-year fixed fee for the power they produce. It makes it very easy to go into the investor marketplace and encourage investors to invest. If the British government could actually embrace a fixed fee for, say, a 20-year contract, that way investors would invest more money, more private funds to develop the power stations that myself and others build.
Well, Ben Talbot, thank you very much.
Pleasure, thank you.
The Business Channel for business class programming.